Ladies and gentlemen, not long ago, the Daily Beast published a hit piece on me because I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Well, fast forward about 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and I am voting for Donald Trump because I want record low poverty, which is what we had in 2019, record highs in household median income. We also had that, and a record low poverty numbers in key demographic groups throughout the country, in addition to the country as a whole. And we had record low unemployment with 3%, less than 3% inflation, and interest rates were not at 7 to 8% for mortgages. We had a great economy before Democratic governors and bureaucrats and media said we should shut down economic activity. Trump was against that for the most part, and a great many conservatives were completely against that anyway. I want also a great foreign policy. The Doha Agreement, with which Biden completely botched, the first president to step foot in North Korea, all of these wonderful achievements, the Abraham Accords, which is what this is all about in foreign policy in that region lately, with certain forces trying desperately to dismantle the Abraham Accords. So anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. But the Daily Beast wrote this, and when the Daily Beast publishes this, why we can't just shrug off the latest scandal in Georgia, that's a big problem for the prosecutors in Georgia. It's a big problem because there's a conflict of interest, and there can't be any conflicts of interest when indicting and imprisoning, trying to imprison a former president. The goal of the prosecutor here is to imprison Trump. That's a big deal because you're trying to send a former president to prison. You can't have grandiose conflicts of interest. So this is not just the Daily Beast, it's a whole bunch of other publications. Even the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is reporting on profound conflicts of interest involving possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mistrial, almost certainly. Then you have Democrats very upset when a judge rules against their attempt at imprisoning Trump. By the way, I'll have a live stream tonight at around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But Slate Magazine, Salon, back when I was on the left, published a number of times in Salon. Raw Story, the New York Sun, and so you have a whole bunch of articles saying the judge is making sure that the trial is delayed until after November. And that means that Trump's Department of Justice can actually just either declare it a mistrial or do away with it, which is what they will. I think Trump's Justice Department can't just do away with it. I mean, I can't just declare it a mistrial, but I can actually do away with the case because he's a former president with the power to declassify. So the judge here is doing the right thing, actually. He's a former president with the power to declassify, even verbally, according to Politico. You cannot try to go and accuse a former president of everything under the sun. You would have to have a specific, easy-to-understand crime. A simple, straightforward crime. Not a crime involving classified data when you have already allowed private servers for 4 years containing classified and top secret and SAP intelligence that nobody knows. And nobody knows how this data, this classified data, was transferred onto the Democratic Party's, President Obama's, Secretary of State's servers. You have already made the precedent. You've already set the precedent prior to trying to imprison Trump on classified data. that you can have private servers and it would be prosecutorial discretion. No reasonable prosecutor would ever go after Hillary Clinton, which is what James Comey, the Honorable James Comey, former director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, stated. The precedent, apparently, is that you can have servers for 4 years as a Secretary of State in President Obama's administration, a Democrat in office, where transferring classified data illegally, because there's no legal way to transfer classified data onto servers outside the U.S. government. It is illegal. There is no, I repeat, there is no legal or even in terms of a cybersecurity, there's no way from a cybersecurity or legal perspective that anyone can transfer classified data onto servers and cell phones belonging to a Secretary of State where the networks are outside the U.S. government. It is not possible to do so legally. And yet, Democrats said, no, nothing was wrong. Nothing was done wrong. And the Federal Bureau of Investigation director at the time, the Honorable James Comey, stated, no reasonable prosecutor would indict, so why are you trying to imprison Trump? He didn't have 4 years worth of digital secrets that the entire planet could almost certainly retrieve or hack. And so you have two major roadblocks and dilemmas, not to mention the D.C. case. The more information that comes out of that, the more that Trump is exonerated. You can't say that Trump tried to foment a rebellion against the country while law enforcement was opening up doors in other sides of the building. And you can't say that he performed a speech and therefore he is liable for all the criminal activity because of his words when he didn't tell anyone to commit any crimes. And Jack Smith already went to the Supreme Court to see if he had immunity and to see if he could be charged with a crime, and the Supreme Court didn't even look at it. Jack Smith, the special counsel, already gave the Supreme Court all the criminal activity that Trump was alleged to have done in D.C. that day. And they didn't even rule on it. And so Vox published an article saying, yeah, you know what? They told the special counsel to go away. The Supreme Court did. But you have the Florida trial eventually either be declared a mistrial or being delayed until after the November. And then you have the Daily Beast writing that we can't just, even the Daily Beast, which is firmly on the side of the Democratic Party all the time. And there's a Fox News article also. You can't have this conflict of interest when you are trying to imprison a president. The issue here is that you're trying to imprison Trump. So it's not just the Daily Beast, it's also Fox News. When the Daily Beast and Fox News agree that there's a tremendous conflict of interest, that Georgia case is almost certainly going to end in a mistrial. So tell me how he's going to step even 1 second into prison when everyone going after him is doing so in a manner they would never engage were it a Democrat. That's the problem here, and this is why he's up in the polls. This is why Trump dominated in Iowa. The entire planet knows that Democratic Party prosecutors in Democratic-run cities are going after Trump for political purposes. It has nothing to do with the rule of law. Furthermore, not one American in this country can really explain what Trump did to be sent to prison. that you would have to know. Of course, the president can be prosecuted and imprisoned. Of course, the president, but a person would have to have committed an actual crime in office. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here for the live stream this evening. Simply accusing Trump of a crime doesn't mean he committed a crime. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Thank you.